Hey, what's up guys, it's your main man JB and welcome to my channel JB TV. We are taking a look at this Dryzone mould removal and prevention kit, and yes, we're in the shower room and we're going to be using it in the shower here. Now this is supposed to eliminate mould and keep it away. So in here you have two sprays, two 500ml spray bottles of mould remover, and then we've also got a mould sanitizer which I believe you put on afterwards to keep it away. So you've also got some protective gloves in this kit and also a microfiber cloth. So that's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, haven't opened it up yet. We're going to be using it in the shower. Now it has got a little bit dirty in there, it has got a bit mouldy, there is some black mould as well, so this really is going to test whether it says it can do what it says on the tin or the box, so to speak. So this is a product by Safeguard, built to protect, and this is called Dryzone. Provides a protective shield from mould and mildew. Eliminate mould and keep it away. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how well this is going to clean up my shower. So before we get started guys, just want to mention that as you've seen already at the beginning of this video, it does contain paid promotion. However, there is no script, there is no expectation, nothing. I'm literally just going to open the box, we're going to get it on, I'm going to keep the camera rolling, and we're just going to see what happens. Let's take a quick look in the shower then and look at what we're going to be eliminating. So you can see certainly up the corners there we've got a bit of black staining and mould in the mastic, in the sealant, and also up that side there we've got some black mould that has formed on the shower hose there, and also we can start to see here where the mould is starting to grow as well. Between the tiles on the grouting, it's all going a bit black, it's going a bit orange. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting this product on and getting this shower cleaned up. Ugh, not nice, not nice at all. And also just along the front edge there, look at that, that's pretty grotty, isn't it? So there it is, and got a little diagram of what mould looks like and what we're supposed to do with the spray bottles and what have you. So let's get it open and take a look. Be the first thing to do. Look at that, here we go, take that off there. And then let's get this box open. Right then, what do we got? A mould sanitizer. So I believe this is the one we put on once we've cleaned up. And then we've got mould eliminator. We've got another mould eliminator. And then we've got some PPE. PPE, well, got some gloves anyway. There we go. So we've got a nice big microfiber cloth. Don't think that's going to stay white for very long. And then we've got some big nitro safe chemical gauntlet gloves. Oh yes, I'm sure they can come in handy for some other jobs, and they are a large size, which is good. My hands are pretty big, maybe not big but long. And so yeah, good, we got everything we need. Now I'm going to make sure I've got the window open in the shower room and also some other ventilation going on, but what I think it would be a good idea to do also would be to mask up, because I can't imagine this contains very good ingredients, well, effective ingredients, but probably not very good if you breathe it in. But it does say on here, mould eliminator, wear protective gloves, yeah, and avoid spraying near the face. That's some good advice. Avoid contact with metals such as aluminium and stainless steel. Do not use Dryzone Mould Eliminator on soft furnishings. When used on sealants, some brown discoloration may be present afterwards. Okay, so that's worth noting. Avoid splashing onto household plants. So there's really a bit of a disclaimer here, because the Mould Eliminator may discolour coloured bathroom grout. So is that coloured? I'm not sure whether my grout is coloured. If this is of concern, carry out a test application in a small inconspicuous area and leave for 24 hours before carrying out full treatment. Well, there's not really anywhere in there that is inconspicuous, so I'm just going to go for it. Doesn't matter if we get a little bit of colour on the grout. In the box we also get this Dryzone Mould Removal and Prevention Kit usage instructions. So I will be following these, but I won't bore you with reading them all out now. That's pretty gross actually, to think that that's what the mould actually looks like. So I've read the instructions, it's pretty straightforward. As long as there's no loose material in the area that you are treating, that's fine. If there is, you need to remove it. If there isn't, then you can just go straight ahead and spray this product on the black mould. So I've got my gloves, they're going on. Now apparently this is supposed to eliminate the mould pretty quickly, but it's also the sanitizer that has to be put on afterwards, as it does state that it is a two-part treatment. So you do need to do two parts if you want to eliminate the mould for good, or as best as possible. So we'll just turn the nozzle. This got a nice feature here where you need to actually lift up this little bit here, this tab, in order to turn it. So that's pretty good. That's a child safe feature. Right then, let's get spraying. Keep away from the face. I'm going to go around all the edges, all the grout lines, everywhere, and then we'll just leave the camera on and rolling and see what happens. It's very clear, this. So it's almost hard to see where you've put it on. There's not too much of a smell either, which is good. Still want to avoid breathing it in though. I'll tell you what, that is starting to look clean already, and I haven't actually stopped the filming yet, but check that out, that is actually looking a lot cleaner already, and I haven't even finished doing the spraying. So nearly done this whole bottle. As I said, this is a 500ml bottle. Does say it's somewhere on there. Yeah, 500 millilitres. That's all this bathroom's, or this shower's going to need. But that really is looking clean already. and I'm nearly at the end, so I'm just going to carry on and finish this off because there's no point really leaving a tiny bit in there. Do make sure you take regular breaks though, because it doesn't smell bad, but I can tell I'm breathing it in a little bit. Tell you what, black mould, get out of here. Whew. Right, I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to turn the camera off, just going to leave that roll in for a bit and let it do its magic. But just look at that already. That's not too bad. Make sure you keep the window open. Now this is saying that you may want to rinse off the mould eliminator once the now this does say that the eliminator should start working straight away, which it definitely is. When using around the shower or bath, you may want to rinse off when the mould is no longer visible. So really, I'm not going to leave it too much longer before I rinse it, because it really does look a lot whiter already and less mouldy. And then once the eliminator is rinsed off, then we can apply the sanitizer. Right then, that's been about 5 minutes, a good 5 minutes since I started doing that. So let's take a closer look. Now I do have to say that the sealant in the corners here was done pretty bad before I came along. You can see up the top there it looks really good, but down here it's all a bit cracked, and that's because somebody's put some sealant over sealant, which is a pretty bad idea. I did the bottom of this, I resealed the bottom, and that's looking a lot better. Certainly the grout was quite orange and black in places, but that is now looking pretty good. There's a tiny little bit here and there, so just there, look, and just there where the shower tray is sealed, so a tiny little bit there which we didn't quite get rid of. And then also on this underside here, yeah, I think that's really gone deep into the sealant there. I think that's what the problem is there, and perhaps also on that bit. I don't think it's going to be worth putting any more spray on. I may just do a little bit of that, but I don't know whether that's going to make much of a difference now, and I really pretty much have used that 500ml bottle, so let's just leave that for a couple more minutes and see if we can get rid of that. And we'll just talk very quickly about how we use the, let's close that for a second, how we use the Mould sanitizer. So it says apply 1 litre of product per 5 square metres of surface. Now that's the Eliminator, that's the sanitizer. 1 litre per 5 metres squared. Now that's only half a litre, so this is only going to do 2.5 metres squares. Right, let's see if that has made any difference down in that area just there. Probably not. Probably hasn't done much, has it? So again, that is probably sealed in with the sealant or the silicone, I think, but everywhere else I'm really happy about. That was quite dirty on there, it was quite black on there, it seems to have gone, but overall that is looking much better. You know, that goes to show that this really does work without actually scrubbing it. Okay, so let's get this rinsed. I'm going to get the shower on, get this all rinsed away, then we can have a go with the sanitizer. So there were just a couple of bits of black mould that didn't come off, which I've literally just wiped off with my nail. So I'd imagine it's kind of been treated, but it was just quite thick. It was actually a lump of something. But that is all pretty much rinsed now. I do need to clean that. That's just a bit of soap on there. Do not be concerned. There we go. That's rinsed. Okay, let's get some sanitizer on it. There we go. That is how it looks after it's been rinsed. Looks pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Ensure that Dryzone Mould Eliminator has been rinsed or wiped away prior to applying Dryzone 100 Mould Sanitizer. Spray down the affected area using Dryzone Mould Sanitizer. Yeah. Okay. So it does say leave for an hour for maximum effort prior to washing off. So what that means is I've done the Eliminator, I've rinsed it, I can now apply the sanitizer and leave that for an hour before I wash that off. For best results, wipe the area with the microfiber cleaning cloth provided in the kit to remove any remaining spores from the surface. Right then, let's get that sprayed. I am wondering whether it needs to be dried slightly before the sanitizer goes on, but it just says make sure it's rinsed before the sanitizer goes on, so that's what we'll do. Right then, I've applied the sanitizer, and although it said for that size bottle 2.5 square metres, I don't think it really needs that much because I've really focused on where the grout is and the tiles are quite shiny, so it's less likely for the mould to build up there. But I've still given it a really good soak all over, and there's still about half in there, so I'm going to leave it like that. It says leave it for an hour, and I'll do just that, and we'll come back and we'll see what it looks like. Now the sanitizer has been on for at least an hour. As it states in here, leave it for an hour for maximum effect prior to washing off. For best results, wipe the area with the microfiber cleaning cloth provided in the kit to remove any remaining spores from the surface, and apply the sanitizer every 6 months or when mould appears. So let's get our gloves back on and give it a wipe down with this. Now I'm guessing that using this microfiber cloth, it's almost going to polish the tiles as they are quite shiny. They do feel really clean. Now usually if you haven't cleaned tiles for a while, they tend to have a bit of limescale on them and they feel quite rough, but using this and just running my fingers over it, even with rubber gloves on, feels really smooth. So it doesn't actually get rid of the limescale, but in some areas, particularly down the bottom where you would get most of the water, some of these tiles are really shiny. So here's an area that I didn't actually wipe down, and you can see on this cloth, this very white cloth, that the black mould that was on the shower hose probably should have been wiped prior to the Eliminator, but that is just coming off really easily, actually leaving that really clean. So you can see how that is just wiped off really easy and left the dirt on the cloth. But that's what it says this is for, to wipe off any of the pores or spurs, or can't remember exactly what they called them, but whatever it is, it's doing what it says. That looks much better. Nobody likes a black hose in their shower, do they? So all in all, that has done a really good job. As we've established, there's just a couple of areas that hasn't quite disappeared, where a tiny bit of black mould really hasn't disappeared, and I'm guessing that's because it's stuck under the silicone, or the silicone is actually stained. But I'm pretty impressed with what this has done. So got a nice clean shower again now. Now obviously these are tiles, and you can use this product on painted surfaces as well, and it does recommend that once you've used the Eliminator that you actually dab the product off with the microfiber cloth, because you don't really want to be watering down potentially internal walls. So this is a great cloth. I'm going to give this a really good clean afterwards, and certainly be using this again and this product. So there we go, one nice clean mould free shower. Fantastic. Hope you enjoyed this video guys and found it interesting, and if you've got any thoughts or you've tried this stuff yourself, then why not leave a comment in the comments box below. I will leave links and descriptions of this product in the description box down below, so you can go check that out. Right then, suppose I should go and do the washing up now. See you guys on the next video.